Evening, everybody. How's it going? It's me, Comic Crack, and I'm going to close the door. Hold on a sec. This is it. This will be the final video here. Put my water somewhere I don't spill it. I've really hit these bins hard. Did a lot of reorganizing. Still have some stuff that didn't make it into the drawer. Those piles over there didn't make it into the drawer, which makes sense because I had quite a big stack, and then I had some boxes. So I've reorganized my whole kind of system. Last night I decided, or the last couple of nights, I guess, I decided I would kind of reorganize shit. So a lot of all the Dark Horse stuff that was in the drawer up here all went into boxes. I did a box that's just Aircell, Harrier, and then Kayfabe related. I did a box that's just First Comics, Eastern Comics, Aardvark Van Heim. And then, like I said, I think I got almost 3 boxes of Dark Horse stuff, 2.5 boxes, short boxes of Dark Horse stuff. I really wanted this final drawer to be all independent stuff from the 80s and 90s. It didn't quite work out that way, but these 3 rows are purely that, and then the stuff that's left over here is kind of the remainder of it. So I've kind of finished reorganizing, pulling stuff out, but I thought I'd take you through these drawers anyway. They're pretty fun. What I did for when it came to the independent publishers, you'll see all these dividers. I'm dividing them by publisher and then alphabetically. So instead of kind of doing all the caliber, I just have all of the C publishers, because sometimes with these publishers, I might only have 1 or 2 books. So this way I can kind of dig shit out. But we start off over here. It's the remainder of kind of some Fantagraphics stuff. And there's a Daniel Clowes, a Pete Begg, and a Jim Woodring. And again, all of these dividers I need to make labels for to kind of really properly do it. I was thinking of potentially doing this whole row as just art, because I've got like a Rick McCollum section. It would be great to have like a Ted McKeever section as well, too. Kind of like the big artists for me personally. I thought it would be nice to do something like that. So in the Clowes, obviously I got all my 8-ball. I don't have the entire run. This again, I've talked about it before. This #1 issue here is from a young T. Fuller buying it right off the shelf. So that's my original copy. And then some more 8-ball stuff. Clowes appears in a bunch of other things as well too. I didn't kind of pull together all of the appearances or anthologies or something that these artists might appear in. I just kind of did their main titles and put them in their section. So here's the single issue, comic size issue of Lloyd Llewellyn that I have. And then the rest of the Clowes stuff will be, there's magazine stuff. So put those over there to make some room. And then no surprise, it's all of the Pete Begg stuff. Again, I've got more stuff that's magazine size that doesn't fit in these drawers. But again, a book that I was buying off the shelf. There's my #1 collector's item. What does it say? Attention, all you smart capitalist investors. Recommended for mature patriotic readers. Peter Christian Paul Begg. Great series. I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir here, though, to some degree. So that's all Hate. Got the entire run, and then I've got most of the annuals. I don't have all of the annuals. There's still a couple more that I need to grab for myself. I've got a couple of them bookmarked on my comic shop. My package of comics made it in one piece. I found out the other day. So now they're just going over them. Forgive me if I repeat myself. Depends on how much dope I've smoked before this stream. And then I've also got Junior and Friends, another Pete Bag mini series there, 5 issues. That should go here, I guess, right? There we go. And then some Jim Woodring stuff, some Frank, some Jim, some tantalizing stories. I could have like the aliens run in there and stuff, but Frank's real paw is stuffed in there as well too. Gilbert Hernandez, Blubber after that. And then we've got a section that's all Dalgota stuff after that. No real rhyme or reason. It could have gone in with the rest of the Fantagraphics stuff, but it is kind of one of my favorites, Jan Sternad and Dennis Fujitaki. And then I've also got the Doomsday Squad. There's the Dalgota story in here as well too. Upshot, which was a offshoot of Fantagraphics, I believe. They didn't put out too much stuff. Miracle Squad here as well. I don't know if I have it all. Isn't there was Metacops Upshot or was Metacops Monster? I don't remember. And then we get into the self-publishers, or the small press rather, from the 80s and 90s. So first section here is the A's. I won't show you every single issue, but we'll look at some covers anyway. Magic Man from A Plus Comics. A couple issues of Strange Haven. There's a bunch of this, not a bunch of it. I think there's a few more issues at a comic shop in town. Should kind of add that to my list of things to look for. Free comic book day from Ablaze. AC Comics, Americomics, The Shade, Barbarians and Beauties, Red Devil, Shade Special. I love that cover. I'm not a big fan of the books themselves, but the covers are pretty great. This one as well too. Sin, Girl from LSD. Pretty great wraparound cover. Oops, let's tilt you up a little bit there. And maybe slide you over a bit. Great one. Toth Boyette. Jason Finestone colors. How are you doing? The Cosmic Book. Just a one-shot from Ace Comics. This is a really, really good book. Don't hesitate. Don't sleep on that one if you find it in the bins. Really, really great. Some more Ace Comics. The Golden Age of Klaus Nordling. I don't know if I've ever read that one. And then more What is the Face? A couple of issues there. I think I'm missing one issue from it. Barbarians from ACG, which is one of my favorite covers ever. It's just so fucking kind of crazily drawn and colored. It's bonkers. Pulp Horror. Sword of the Samurai, ACG. The Eden Matrix. Darkness, which we've looked at before. There's that Blood Vows, the second one. Not as much recommended. It's that first series, that first mini-series that's better. Aftershock, Peter Milligan, Out of Body. I don't have the entire run. I think I'm just missing issue number 2. I've really got it. That's the other thing about looking through these books. It's a good reminder to get things on a short list. I love Peter Milligan. I think Damien was reading this one. I think there was some good things being said about it, which is why I grabbed it, but I just never caught up to number 1. The Dead Heat, Chimera manga kind of style there on the front. Lovely Prudence. Hickey, #2, like an independent. Is this from Alternative Comics? Yeah, like an independent kind of anthology. Not quite underground, but a little more alternative, I guess. Humongous Man. Shout out to Colin Blanchett, Karate Creatures. And again, I'm not taking them all the way out because there's back as well too for some of these, but I don't want to pull out every single issue and have to shove it back in. Jack Frost. Delta Squadron, the infamous Power comic, if you watch the Power Comics channels. That's a great one. It was great to find out in the wild there. Mercedes from Angus, not a bad miniseries. Recommended. The Crimson Nun. Dracula in Hell from Apple Comics. Arrow Comics, one of my favorite little indies. Night Streets, love Night Streets. Some killer covers, really fun series. The Realm with early Guy Davis, also from Arrow. Legends Lore, Tales from the Realm, more early Guy Davis. The Law, Asylum Graphics, pretty great cover. Ammo Armageddon with a Darrow cover there from Atomica. So that's the A's. I need to pull myself a little bit closer here. Found a nice folding chair so I won't die here. Justin Hampton's Rat. Sorry, excuse me. Bad Kids Press, Frankenrocker and the Jailbait Punks. This was the only issue I picked up of this. I never did follow it up. It wasn't bad. I just didn't. It just didn't make the list. Adam and Eve, AD. Dr. Weird, Jim Starlin in there. Big Bang Comics. Trouble, #1. A World of Trouble. Black Mask. Space Riders, Alexis Zarit. Love this series. Galaxy of Brutality, I think that's the 2nd volume. Then there's the 3rd one. Which, did the 3rd volume ever end? I don't remember. I gotta sort this out. I have some Blackthorn 3D books in another box, and I really should get all this stuff together. One thing just coming to me looking through this right now. Blackthorn, not a company that's kind of known for quality, but their stuff is usually cheap, and I have picked up a few things over the years. That's it for that one. Let's take out a few of these so it's easier to flip through. Flamingo, Ground Pound, Planet Comics #2, The Last Generation, another shout out to Mr. Colin Blanchett. And then Andy and the Alien, art by Alex Nino. Not the greatest story, if I remember right, but I do love Alex Nino, so that's a nice one to pick up. Layla Starr, so we got some Boom Studio stuff. More Layla Starr. More Layla Starr. The Spire, Simon Spurrier. Pretty great book. There's the other pack of them. Strange Fruit, gorgeous art in this one. Really, really gorgeous. 4-issue miniseries there. Mammal, one of my daughter and my favorite books. I should give this one to her for up in her room, but this is such a good series. Sass Millage, incredible artist, great writer. This was such a fun book to read with Lillian. If you have kids, I think she's 10 now, so that was probably 2 years ago, so she was 7 or 8 years old. I think it would still be good now for her at this age too. Some Treehouse of Horror books, mostly the ones that had kind of the crazy indie artists in them. Yeah, like there you go. So Jim Woodring, Xander Cannon. Then there's another issue that has some kind of really small press kind of artist. Will Sweeney does some stuff in it as well too. I think that stuff was collected in one of the hardcovers that came out. Maybe the first hardcover, it had all of those kind of artists in that one. The first collection. Misspent Youths, Brave New Words, Stins from Brave New Words, and then is it Moo Graphics or something, or Planet Moo or something like that? Rad Rex, believe it or not, I had a double of issue number 2 of this. I don't know how the hell that happened. I think it was only a 2-issue miniseries. And then the Seas, Caliber. My Caliber collection has really grown. 3 issues of Buried Treasure, which is kind of reprinting some older comics. They have the Frankenstein, that Western one, and then what the heck was the second one? Was it a crime one, I think? Some Caliber Presents. Earliest issue I have is number 3. But these were in a couple of different spots. That was the other thing about doing this kind of organizing and sorting. I had so much of this in like 3 different locations. It was good to kind of compile it all and get it in one spot, and see exactly how many things, like how many Caliber books do I have actually. Cheerleaders from Hell, shout out Gore Vidal. Counterparts, I think that was a Caliber one. Dead World. Dutch Decker and the Voodoo Queen. Fringe, a book that started off strong but went downhill pretty quick, unfortunately. Pretty disappointing because I really enjoyed those first couple of issues. To see it kind of decline as rapidly as it did was a bit of a bummer. G-Men. This one I've had for a long time. Bonkers art in this sucker. Invert is what it's called. Jazz Age Chronicles. I can't see myself ever really reading that. And it was the same with Fringe. A couple of those things are like, well, should I keep it though, or should I get rid of it? But it's with some of these, I ain't getting any money for them. I don't even think there would be much of a chance to trade it on my comic shop, although maybe it's worth punching in. Lost Angel. Mobius Comics, issue number 2, the only one that I have from that Caliber Mobius stuff. And then a bunch of Negative Burn. Plasma Baby, Vengeance of the Aztecs. Roulette. Saint Germain. Snarl, 3-issue miniseries. Warp Walking, which I remember being pretty good. And then, of course, one we've talked about before, Zone Continuum, another one that's recommended for sure. The Intruder. Kung Fu Warriors. Only have a few issues of this. This one I bought purely for the cover. I don't think I've ever read any of these series, but that artwork on the cover is pretty outstanding. Let's move you forward a little bit. I have you on the wide angle just so it was easier to get everything in the frame. So sorry if it's still a little far away from the actual screen. Master of Mystics. Skipping a couple there. This is Cry for Dawn offerings from the Cry for Dawn publisher. Comico, Fish Police, Ginger Fox, the Panda Brothers, and then of course a ton of Grendel. I think it's Grendel. Till we get about here. Yeah, there you go. There's Johnny Quest. More Johnny Quest. Frank Thorne's Ribbit, really great stuff. Frank Thorne is fucking stellar. This is a cool one. Melvin's Rock and Roll High School. Had this for a long time. The King Buzzo, Dale Crover, and Mark on bass lineup. Some really great stuff. Rat Bastard. a single issue of Eagle, and then Night Masters. I don't know what the hell I did with my other Night Masters. I think that they might have been kind of that Golden Age size, that bigger size. So I have another pile of that stuff around. There we go. Let's slide you over. Donna Mia, Tales with a Twist, Dark Side, Free Comic Book Day from John and Quarterly, Adventures of Paul. This should actually go in the other drawer where I've got my John and Quarterly. Raymond, Deep Sea Comics, and an issue of Reed Fleming that was also Deep Sea. The Nat Rat, Dirty Plots, another Drawn and Quarterly. This should go. How did that happen? Anyway, sorting that out, making myself some space yet again. Cat and Mouse. Some Eternity Comics, Captain Harlock. Hard to find these Captain Harlock from Eternity. If you ever see this, if you're interested in manga or if you know the character, Captain Harlock, keep your eyes out for these Eternity Comics issues. I don't have as much luck finding them out there, so I don't know if that's the same for everywhere. Carnage needs a bag and a board, but I ran out of boards. I think I might have one now, though. Why don't we take care of this? Yes, I do, right over here. Gotta get the stamped, personalized backing board. Where was that sucker? Right here. Thrilling, I know. How are you doing, everybody? What's going on Friday here? Besides watching a guy in his basement in Canada. All right, there we go. That was here. Cat Claw. I think I'm still missing one issue from that run. There's the rest of it there. Some Dracula stuff in here. A couple of different, I think 2 different miniseries, but I just shoved them all into one there. 50s Terror, another good one from Eternity. Eternity has some great stuff that's reprints of older books, public domain-ish type of stuff. Yeah, always worth getting. Frankenstein, a surprisingly good little mini-series. Martin Powell and Patrick Oliff on that one. Fright, that's another reprint one. Ghosts of Dracula, great looking cover there. This is issue number 4. Martin Powell and Seppo Makinen. I've never seen any other issues of that around either. Howl, this is a fantastic one. I love werewolves, and then there's ghouls on the back. That's great stuff in there. Phantom of the Opera. Pirate Corp. by what's his name? Isn't that the Milk and Cheese guy? Polly and Her Pals. Some reprints there. Yeah, Eternity is the company of this kind of reprints, as well as trying to do publish some newer material. But I think they're always worth a look. This Victims is pretty great. This is issue number 4. Another reprint of, I think, Italian comic strip, maybe European comic strip. Werewolf at Large, another good one. Yeah, I think Caliber stuff, Eternity stuff, those are kind of no-brainers. Even if you can't kind of flip through the issue, Saga of Elf Face. Even if you can't flip through the issue, I because it's sealed and the guy's a little anal about it or whatever, it's worth it. I'd say those are even worth $1. Never mind 50 cents. My only copy of Gore Shriek from Fantico. There's a couple of guys here locally where I've seen a couple of these issues. They're usually pretty pricey. This was got at a small convention not too long ago, where there wasn't much else there that I was really interested in, so I sort of splurged and got issue number 1. I'd really love to get this run. I've read a bunch of this digitally, and there's some fantastic artists in this series, so very glad to have that one off the list. Weird West. Heavy Armor, Fantasy General Comics. Blood Rain, Fathoms, it's Tim Tyler. Some more Fish Police here. More Fish Police. Lug, Lord of Light from Flagship Comics. Pretty amazing cover there. The Floating World stuff, so it's Crowbar 9. And then Lance Stanton. And then Night Cruising from Harry Nordlinger. Oh, and one more from Floating World. This is T. Edward Back in the Sea of Time, number 1. I don't know if a number 2 ever ended up coming out or what happened with that, but it's pretty rare that we get that kind of stuff here. Gateway Comics, another one of my favorite covers from all this 80s and 90s independent stuff. Love this cover. Love the colors on it, everything about it. It's really, really great. Beck and Call. Tech Q from Gauntlet Comics. The original Dick Tracy by Chester Gould. The only Gladstone issue I have of Dick Tracy. I've seen those around a lot. I like the Dick Tracy stuff that I've seen, but not enough to kind of want to buy a ton of those single issues. The Book of Ballads and Sagas. Gaiman, McCrum, Walton, and Vess. This is issue number 1. The only one that I have. The only one that I've seen. Circus World from Hammock Publications. Great cover. The Tandra stuff. I haven't read that yet. Helpless Anger Comics Terrorists, number 1 and number 2. Pretty intense book, that one. Demon Dreams of Dr. Drew. Some Humanoids, Free Comic Book Day stuff in there, like 3 copies of, or 3 separate issues, rather. HEP. This is a great one. Iconographics, which was Iconographics, one of those that was an offshoot of Caliber as well, too. For some reason, completely drawing a blank on the artist's name. Shit, man. How am I drawing a blank? Pure Pajamas. Mark Bell. Mark Bell is his name, of course. Can't believe brain fart extraordinaire. It's new. It's now. It's HEP. Talked about these before in a video. Skin Graft is also a record label, doing some kind of like art rock, no wavy type of stuff. but they both started off as artists. Some more Godzilla, some more Godzilla, some more Godzilla. Supermarket. Black Star. Forbidden Planet from Innovation, 2 issues. Again, Innovation, not a company I really give two shits about, but I do love, and again, there's an Alex Nino. I do love Forbidden Planet. It's one of my favorite movies. So I had to get the comic. It's nothing to write home about by any stretch, but yeah, as a fan, I couldn't pass it up or couldn't pass them up. I think there was only 2 issues. Icarus, some King Hell, some Brat Pack by Rick Veitch. If you don't know Brat Pack, man, you're missing out. Rare Bit Fiends. This is one that I would consider kind of trading away, but I do like Rick Veitch. I'm just not crazy about that's kind of his dream journal thing. I'm not crazy about that stuff. Max Immortal, another fucking unreal series. There's more Max Immortal there. Kings in Disguise, the only issue I have there. The Kaluta sketchbook that Kitchen Sink put out. Motherless Child, Kitchen Sink. I got some bunch of Kitchen Sink in the undergrounds as well too. So I wonder if I find a spot for those in there. I probably won't. Lead Belly, the Book of Lost Souls. Pretty great cover. Bring that one close too. Interplanetary Lizards of the Texas Plains. More Lead Belly stuff. The only issue I have of Takeo Sato, Golgo 13. Macabre. These are crazily expensive on my comic shop. If you ever do decide to splurge for one, issue number 6 is the issue that you want. I don't have any of the other ones yet. This is a Canadian, The Preservation of Obscurity. I should reach out to that guy again. I was talking to one of those guys for a little bit early last year. I should reach out to him again. Some Mad Dog graphic stuff. That's Eddie Current. Keith Laumer's Ratief, Dennis Fujitaki, and Jan Sternad. This is the reason why I picked it up. A series of novels, and then they did a bunch of mini-series from it, but I think that's the only one with that team up. Anthology with Pete Bagg, Hunt Emerson, J.R. Williams, etc. Splat. Splat is also the one where Ted McKeever first appears. Vic and Blood 2-issue miniseries, Harlan Ellison and Richard Corbin. Eddie Current. Oh man, Eddie Current is fantastic. I love that's a good score, by the way, Jason. I love Ted McKeever. I think all of his stuff is worthwhile, but especially that era. So like Plastic Forks, Transit, Metropole, Eddie Current, those titles, those are some really, really good shit. I find later on in his career, especially near the end, it was less interesting. Like I have the last miniseries that he did called Pencilhead, he did for Image, and it's kind of talking about, it ends up talking about his time in comics, which is really can be interesting, but I just find that I don't know, it's not as good as his early stuff. Really been getting into McKeever since reading Plastic Forks recently. Plastic Forks is great, man. Like I love that series. One of the other streams where we found it in the drawers there, I was talking about it then as well. That was one of the first exposures to McKeever for me. Plot holes and ongoing here is that Sean Murphy, Massive Comics. This is issue number 3. Mackenzie Queen from Matrix Graphics. We've talked about Mackenzie Queen before. I love it. I think it's so well worth hunting down. All right, let's put you over here. And I can hopefully get in close here. Let's take a few of these out again. The Bean World Creator. This is the stuff before I think this came before the Eclipse stuff. Maximum Press, called Asylum. It's like an anthology. So Evangeline, Battlestar Galactica, Bean World, and War Child this is the stuff in here. But I got it for the Bean World stuff. I never got into the Bean World comic itself, to be honest. Nomads of Antiquity, with another amazing color. An amazing cover. Mental Note Press, Hoax #4, kind of an independent anthology. It's been forever since I've read this. I've had this for a long time. I've never seen any other issues of this out there at all. Metro from Metro Comics, a single issue of Delirium. I don't know how many issues this one went. But yeah, there you go. What else do we got in here? More Metro. Tex Benson. Cosmos. I love this cover, man. What is this? Micmac Comics, I think, is what that's there. Yeah, just amazing. This is the stuff that you dream about when you're hunting in these bins. So fucking good. Yeah, some more Micmac. So Iliad 2, I've got a couple of issues of that one. Millennium. This is the Asylum. I've got Cthulhu. It's the Terror from Beyond Space. Pretty good little couple of issues there. Weird Tales Illustrated, #1. Mad Raccoons from Moo. Dead Time Stories. Why is this drawer not cooperating with me? Let's see if I can do this a little. There we go. Asylum from, what is it? New Comics Group, NCG. I think that's what it is. Some really great stuff from NCG. But this is the book that you want. The Young Master, or just And the Master, and what is it? Demon Blade, I think. So there's some more Young Master. What an incredible book. Yeah, there you go. Demon Blade, with some Alex Nino in it as well too. It's Val Merrick on the other stuff though, and then there's the Master. So I think it went Young Master, then Demon Blade, and then the Master. Kind of incomplete. It sort of just ends off, which is unfortunate, but whoops. Turn that down a little bit, maybe. Another one I've had for a long time, Anti-Hitler Comics. A couple from NYC, New York Comics. That's the Protectors. And then the Washmen, which I think, did I read that last year or the year before? I don't remember, but surprisingly good. Synthetic Assassin. Silver Wing from Now. Gone. Really great stuff. Nat Rat, The Dark Gnat returns. Insect Bath. Omicron. I think this one, does this one have the flexi disc? That one might have a flexi disc that comes with it as well too. Theone from Pyramid Comics. Last Days of American Crime, earlier Remender stuff, really, really good series. And then the other thing I have from Radical Comics is a Time Bomb, Palmiotti, Justin Gray, Paul Gulacy. That one wasn't as good, but I'm keeping it anyway. I don't know how much came out from Renegade or Radical. What the hell were they called? Radical. Zomoid, Illustories, a Ray Zone production. What the hell was this called again? Dark Star, is that what it is? Dark Star, with a pretty ballsy cover without the title on it for issue number 1. Talk about taking a risk there. Silver Scream. And then some Renegade Comics, Amusing Stories. Barefoots from Howard Cruz. Cecil Kunkel. Some, this is 19 from Ditko. So some of this is Ditko's own stuff that he self-published. And then there's some Renegade stuff, some Ditko stuff too. I just figured I'd keep them all together. French Ice. Frisky Frolics. Kafka. Love Fantasy. Maxwell Mouse Follies. Mech Things. This is a really, really fun series. Some really outstanding art in this. Again, Renegade Comics. Murder, number 3. The Phony Pages. Renegade Romance. Revolver with some more Ditko in it. Strata. Tripto the Acid Dog. Is this a Harlan Ellison thing? I don't remember. Messenger 29. September Press. I like that cover quite a bit. It's pretty great. Assassins Inc. The Eradicators. Mark Criley's 32 pages from Sirius. Another one that I've had forever. Purgatory USA. Some slave labor graphics. Bissett's Tyrant. The only issue that I have of that, issue number 3. Again, not one that I find. This is a stellar cover as well too. Is it Kaluta? Yeah, Kaluta. And it's called Corbo. The interior art, from what I remember, it's been a long time since I've read this one, does not even come close to living up to this cover. It's actually really disappointing from what I remember, but I can't let go of it because I love that cover. That cover is just pretty goddamn incredible. That was here, right? Yeah. Oh, Space Beaver. Sorry, that light isn't in the best spot here. Trying to angle it so at least you can sort of see the covers. Guess I could come down another notch on it. See if that helps with a bit of the glare. Badlands, Stephen Grant, great issue. Big Black Kiss, Howard Chaykin. So the Big Black Kiss just is thicker issues of the Black Kiss series, which were pretty thin. So then they did these kind of collected versions where they're like kind of, double thick issues. Kelvin Mace. Mr. X, a whole bunch of Mr. X. Mr. X, Mr. X, Nocturnal Emissions, Fiona Smythe. Paradox, Vortex, the Anthology, and then some Yummy Fur. Actually have other Yummy Fur that's got to go in there as well too. So that's it for that drawer. If you bear with me, I can bring you across to this pile that I have sitting here, and we can have a look through those as well. Let's see. One more sec there. It's almost like I could use another set of filing cabinets to be awesome. I'm going to do some rearranging here. Bear with me. Why don't I do this actually? If I bring all this stuff. So I'm going to need to just get a couple of short boxes, or one short box for the remainder of this stuff that's not fitting into drawers. There we go. Why don't we try that? That should work. Bring it over a little more. Let's see if I can switch the camera without everything going bonkers. How's that? Is that better? And you can see everything a little better. So kind of continuing, Black Hood, some Alex Toth stuff in here. What is it, 3 issues? Yeah, 3 issues. Maybe I'll do that. Dan Red Eagle. More Renegade stuff. This has been misfiled here. Shadows from the Grave. More Renegade. Star Bikers. Another pretty cool cover there. Revolutionary Comics. Barf. Was Revolutionary Comics the company that did all the kind of Rockstar biographies or whatever? Some Stick Boy. This started at Revolutionary, then it went to Starhead, and did it finish at Fantagraphics, I think. I think there was some magazine-sized ones from Fanta. Dangerous game having a glass of water down here. Rip-Off Press, Model by Day. Pretty bonkers art in that one. Actually, this stuff should go in with the Rip-Off Press stuff in the Undergrounds. Slutburger, a couple issues of that, 3 issues of that, I think. So that'll go over there as well, too. Pete, the PO'd postal worker. Cryptic Tales. I feel like Pop's Comics right now there, Jason. Secret of Drawing Comics by Rich Buckler from Showcase Publications. This is a local Winnipeg artist, Silent T, and Silent T Comics, A Sweet Song. I think Silent T is working on a 3rd issue. Also had something before this, was a collection or something, but really, really great stuff. Very much looking forward to seeing what comes out next from Silent T. You can find, you've seen many of these in his basement. Yeah, nice. You can find Silent T Comics on Instagram. He's worth a follow. I say he. I think it's a he. just goes by Silent T, and I've never met them in person. Nightmaster from Silver Wolf. Company I surprisingly don't have a ton of stuff from. I don't have a lot of Silver Wolf. Seventh System. More slave labor. Bloodlust. Yeah, so all this stuff were books that were in boxes and things. So a lot of the stuff that was in that drawer, especially the last couple of rows, those have always been in there, or they've been in there for a long time. All of this stuff in front of us, most of this comes from boxes, stuff that I bought for myself, stuff that's been gifted to me from the Nate collection, etc. So murder can be fun. Another slave labor, Slacker. Slave labor stories, a free comic book day. Tales from the Heart. The Waiting Place. Was this one that was a Colin Blanchett recommendation? I don't remember. But yeah, only a few issues of that. Tupelo. The World's Greatest Junkie Superhero. The Snake. This is a great cover as well, too. Love that face there. Icon Devil. A lot of really cool art in this, but the story just was really tedious, very difficult to get behind. But the art is pretty stellar. And I think in one of these, hey, Dan Elson, how you doing? I think in one of these, there's a poster on the inside cover. To be announced, number 6 from Strawberry Jam Comics. I think, who do I follow? Was it Eliza on Twitter that just completed these? I can't remember. Or was it another Underground Comics account that I follow? It's the only issue. I think I'm maybe seeing another issue. I might have one more issue of this to be announced, but they're the only 2 that I've seen. Superheroes book, games, books, toys, and puzzles. This is fun. I think this is one that I might have seen on the Kayfabe channel, possibly. And it's just a comic that just is filled with old advertisements for various merch, superhero merch and stuff. Really cool little book, really fun stuff. Taliesin Press. This is Star Child. Oh, looks like I've got 2 different printings of issue number 1. Interesting. I don't think I knew that until right this very second. Surface Tension by Jay Gunn. This is a really fun miniseries. Unfortunately, Jay didn't go on to do too much else. He did another project, Coalhead, I think it was what it was called. I don't know if that ever made it out over here. He also had worked in video games. He's come into some hard times lately, financially, so, which is a bummer. He seems like a very creative guy, and this Surface Tension I was really enjoying. He also did a coloring book of this as well, too, that I ordered directly from him years and years ago when that came out. Reactor Girl. My favorite trailer trash. I fucking love this book. And I will talk about it till my dying day. 9, and then some more trailer trash there. Yeah, there's number 1. That's number 1 there. So this was another one that went to a couple of publishers. Tundra, and then Fantagraphics. Is that what it was? Or was there another stop in the middle there? No, it's all Tundra, and then finished off at Fanta. Oh, actually, I should do that way. More Tundra. It's amazing how much Tundra I found last year. Yeah, trailer trash, so good. It's really, really good. The Melting Pot sketchbook. John Toddlebins, number 2 in the sketchbook series. The Michael Zulli issue. All of these we've looked at over the year on the channel in various Sunday wraps. Doghead Al Columbia, and then of course Rick McCollum and Bill Anderson, and Tom Kidd. Quite a dent I was able to put in that, considering that every time I found Tundra, I would say the same thing. I never find Tundra, which clearly was horseshit. Azalea and the Bard. So is this the woman that was dating Dave Sim that their breakup happened during early on in Jacka's story? Is that who that woman is? Uncut Comics. The Sickness. And strangely enough, followed up by a different company, Vault Comics, but the same duo, Lonnie Nadler and Jenna Cha, Black Stars Above. I now have this whole miniseries and singles, and I have the collection as well too. I love this book. Another one that's highly recommended, Black Stars Above. I really, really dig that story quite a bit. Unnatural Order. The only issue, I think this was given to me free from 204 Comics as something to try out. New England Gothic from Visigoth Studios. Another one I would not hesitate to pick up if you see this out in the wild. This is a pretty fun little book. Some pretty great art in here. Some more Mr. X. Here you go, Jason. There's some Transit. There's some Ted McKeever. Yeah, I should really try to fit all this Vortex stuff in the drawer, because here's the other issues of Yummy Fur from when I was doing my read through of the series. And more Yummy Fur. Queen of Skulls. I think this was a free comic book day thing. And then I also found volume number 1, issue number 6. I really liked the art and a lot about this Queen of Skulls. I've never seen any of the other issues around though, so those are the only 2 I have. I haven't read this issue. It's just a mini series, and I'd like to start it right from the beginning. So again, a good reminder. Moonstruck, this is White Wolf. This is another pretty great cover there. Existing Earth. Magic and Madness, Mythos from Wonder Comics. Tales of the Techno Mutant Warriors. I think I talked about this one in the first issue of Canon. This was one of the books I looked at. Dr. Robot. And only the one issue of a Fleener from Zongo Comics. I think this whole thing is silent. I think it's a silent comic. Pretty great though. Good old Mary Fleener. Let's do this. Try to slide this stuff over. Like this. And like that. Stratonaut. Empire Lanes. Talked about that last year. Omen, the 3 issues. Looks like that's signed there. It's hard to see though. 3 issues of Omen. Killer art. The infamous Puke and Explode from North Star. There's a second issue of this. I've never seen the second issue. I rarely see this one. This is the book that has the honor of being in the Crumb documentary, where he picks a comic off the shelf and kind of scoffs at it. Slash, another one from North Star, 2 issues there. Splatter, also from North Star, 3 issues there. The only issue I have of the original Astro Boy, I remember it not being that great, but which is why I only have the one issue. The Blair Witch Chronicles. This first one is excellent. It has Guy Davis. I think it's a different artist every issue. I'm just missing issue number 4. I think they have it right now on my comic shop. I might have put that in my cart to prepare. Although I might wait before I spend that credit, because I'm starting to build up more credit. I think I got about another $40 worth of credit and stuff I've been pulling out of the drawers. Trout, Troy Nixie. Fucking love this book. Issue 1 of 2. Another one where just don't hesitate to pick that up. Xeno, the 3-issue Oni Press anthology here, with covers done by Lesniewski. There was other people that did covers too, but I just got the Lesniewski ones. Doesn't do any work on the interiors, just the cover. The New Humans from Pied Piper Comics. Messiah. Some Modesty Blaze, the official Modesty Blaze Pioneer. Early kind of reprints of the strips. No need to get all of these. I'd point you to the Titan Books versions. They're bigger. They're presented a lot better than these issues. The quality is a lot better. But I love Modesty Blaze, so I couldn't resist picking up a few of those. But there's no need to go hunt those ones down, I would say. Nation of Snitches. Rag Mop. For a while, everybody was hollering at me to get that book. Rob Walton. I don't have the whole thing yet. Did I read 1 issue or 2 issue? It was okay. It didn't blow me away though, unfortunately. Monkey Business. Alternate Heroes. Another Pyramid Comics. Dark Visions. Quest presents Lance Kerrigan of the Galactic Legion by Jason. Jason Bilbrew, was it? Anyway, beautiful. I only have 2 issues out of the 3. Beautiful, beautiful art in there. The Eden Descendants from Questar. Pretty Girl Sketchbook, Frank Miller in here. Perez Miller, Chaikin, Rogers McLeod, Byrne, Kane, John Beatty, Jerry Ordway. Pretty cool little book to find out there. More Alex Nino stuff. This is Mayhem. I don't know if he appears in each of the issues, but there's that cover anyway. 342. I love this cover. I seem to remember this being a pretty cool little issue as well too. It says 1 of 30. I doubt that ever happened. Very Akira looking character though on the cover there. Ditko, Kirby, and Wood. DKW. Talboto, Master of the Comics Cavern. That was a neat comic that he sent. Malinky Robot, Stinky Fish Blues by Sonny Liu. This is a Xeric Award recipient, I think, and self-published that. Here's some kind of oversized, almost magazine size. Peekaboo 3D. Brain Bat 3D. And Forbidden 3D. Geriatric Gangrene Jiu-Jitsu Gerbils. Love that book. I love that series. It's one of those series, again, from my youth that I sold off and I regret it, so I'm trying to buy them back. I only have that 1 issue so far. Legentia. Pretty nice looking cover there. Dark Angel, just one issue of this. Mature audiences indeed. Vegas Knights. Zulu Nation. Alan Moore and Eddie Campbell, Snakes and Ladders. Jin Ryu. The only reason I got this is for the Guy Davis cover. He doesn't do interior art. But I think it was a Jiu-Jitsu association that put this out. Some more Tim Tyler, Devil Jack. Urban Decay, Killzone. Blood and Kisses. Just wake up my computer there. What time does that say? 9, I think that says. Strange Attractions. Bog Swamp Demon. Graphique Musique. Mike Allred. A Modest Proposal. Phil Hester. Jonathan Swift. I think it's about eating children, isn't it? Forever Now, issue number 1 and 2. God, the Dyslexic Dog. Horrible fucking title, but Alex Nino again. Killer of Crows. Kulao the Leper. Jack London. Mundo Roto. Horse, book 1 of 3. Again, another one I think that was surprising as to how enjoyable it was. A couple of issues of Tyler's Hades. Turns out it's just different covers for the same issue number 1, but it's a great book, so it's not a bad thing having a couple of copies of that. Vincent J. Mailcark Jr.'s Memorial comic. Near to Now. Shuriken. And something called Collection. And that is it. That's it. So that's all the drawers. Thanks very much. Let me know if you enjoy these. These videos seem to like surprising how many people have watched these videos so far, where I was expecting maybe like 10. The numbers are, higher than I would have expected. So if this is something that you enjoy, let me know. We can always do, go shelf porn a la Donald Rex. We can look at some stuff on there too. Some of those cubes are kind of 2 layers deep as well too. There's stuff behind them as well, just to kind of maximize the space. But let me know if this stuff is interesting to you. Great. Thanks, Jason. Thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. All right, everybody. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you.